She touched the top of her head like she was checking something was still there. It was barely a second, a reflex, not a performance, and yet that half second is now the single most replayed clip from an entire weekend of Chinese entertainment content. Welcome to Rabbit News Hallyu, where we look past the highlight reel and ask what these small, unscripted signals are actually telling us about how this industry operates right now. The moment belongs to Tian Xiwei, photographed at a fan gathering for a genius girlfriend dressed as the game character Sweet Bun, complete with a soft, oversized horn headband. When her name was called, she didn't wave first. She reached up, patted the top of her head, and, once she confirmed the horns hadn't slipped, broke into a relieved, crescent-eyed smile. Fans immediately labeled her a real-life ball-jointed doll come to life. The clip spread fast, and on the surface, that's the whole story: a cute idol, a cute costume, a viral fan cam. But that's not actually what made this travel as far as it did. And here's where it gets interesting, because on the very same weekend, in a different city, a very different kind of detail was going viral for a strikingly similar reason. In Guangzhou, at a Weibo adventure fan event, Zhang Linghe's team had prepared 4,300 individual support packages for attendees, 4,000 meal sets requiring no online verification, distributed simply by showing a ticket and account information, and 300 separate booth allocations reserved for fans who'd cleared a much higher bar, level 10 status, verified documentation, business paperwork. That's already an unusually granular breakdown for what's normally treated as a single, uniform gesture of fan appreciation. Most reverse support gifting in this industry is one tier, one design, done. This was two systems running in parallel, built to reach both the casual viewer and the deeply invested fan without either group feeling like an afterthought. Then the details kept stacking. Air-conditioned reception halls running all day. Unlimited bottled water, sorted, deliberately, into sugared and sugar-free categories. And, because Guangzhou had been cycling through heatwaves with sudden rain, a stock of ponchos prepared in advance, just in case. None of that was required. None of it was standard. And that's the part worth sitting with for a second, because in an industry where reverse fan support has become a fairly routine, almost transactional gesture, this version reads less like a checklist and more like someone anticipated what 4,000 strangers might individually need on a specific afternoon. So here's the actual pattern connecting a girl touching her own hairpiece and a support operation covering 300 square meters of rented hotel space. Neither of these moments was built to be the headline. A horn slipping out of place isn't a marketing beat. A raincoat isn't a promotional asset. And that's precisely why both spread the way they did. There's a detail buried in this weekend that most coverage skipped entirely, and it says more about where C-entertainment fandom is heading than either story does on its own. For years, the standard playbook for idol-to-actor crossover management has leaned on Polish, professionally lit fan events, scripted greetings, merchandise drops timed for maximum shareability. That approach still exists, and it still works, to a point. But audiences that have been marketed to for a decade develop a kind of pattern recognition. They can tell, almost instantly, when a gesture is built for the camera versus when it's built for the room. And once that recognition kicks in, Polish alone stops generating the reaction it used to. What's replacing it isn't chaos, it's controlled specificity. Look again at the numbers behind Zhang Linghe's event: 2 distinct distribution systems, differentiated drink categories, contingency planning for weather that hadn't even arrived yet. That's not spontaneity. That's logistics dressed up to feel like spontaneity, and dressed up well enough that fans read it as sincerity rather than strategy. Whether every element was personally directed or executed by a well-briefed team is not something this footage can confirm, but the effect on the room, and on the online conversation afterward, was the same either way. It read as care, not as content. It's worth pausing on the tiering itself, because it's doing more work than it first appears. Splitting 4,300 items into a no-verification tier and a high-barrier tier isn't just generous, it's a way of managing two very different fan populations at once without either one feeling shortchanged. Casual attendees get frictionless access. Deeply invested fans, the ones who track super topic rankings and keep business card-style verification on hand, get a tier that matches the effort they've already put in. That's not a small operational choice. Get that balance wrong, and an event can generate resentment as easily as goodwill, a lesson agencies in this space have learned publicly, and painfully, before. Tian Xiwei's moment works through the opposite mechanism, and that's the deeper layer here. Her gesture wasn't engineered at all, it's the kind of half-second a director would normally cut. Industry observers might interpret its virality as a signal of fatigue with over-rehearsed idle presentation. After years of camera-ready choreography across the C-ent landscape, a visible flicker of "wait, is this still on my head?" reads as more trustworthy than a perfect pose ever could. It's not that fans prefer clumsiness. It's that they've started treating imperfection as evidence. And that's the piece most people missed watching either clip individually. These two moments sit on opposite ends of the same industry response to audience fatigue. One is manufactured precision built to feel personal. The other is unscripted imperfection that reads as proof of realness. Different methods, same target, an audience that has grown skeptical of anything too smooth. This matters beyond a single weekend's trending topics. Talent agencies operate fan-facing events as brand infrastructure now, not one-off appearances. Every gathering functions as a data point for how an artist's image is being received ahead of drama premieres, brand renewals, or international expansion. A support event that goes viral for its granularity signals to a management company that fans are responding to specificity over scale. A candid slip that goes viral signals that audiences are craving unpolished humanity over rehearsed charm. Both lessons feed directly back into how the next event, the next live stream, the next fan meeting gets built. There's a platform mechanics angle here too, and it partly explains why both clips traveled as far as they did. Short-form platforms reward exactly this kind of micro-moment, footage under 10 seconds, low production value, easy to caption and repost, far more reliably than a polished 30-second trailer cut. A headband slipping, a raincoat handed out in the rain, these are clip native. They don't need context to land, which is exactly why they outperform carefully art-directed content on algorithmic feeds built for speed over nuance. Agencies that understand this are increasingly leaving room in their planning for moments that can't be fully scripted, precisely because the unscripted version performs better once it hits the feed. There's also a fan culture layer worth naming honestly. International audiences engaging with C-ent content don't always have the same context Chinese fans bring instantly, the tiering system behind reverse support, the specific cultural weight of a BJD comparison, the logistics of a Weibo super topic level. Watching from outside, it's easy to flatten these into fans being nice or idol being cute. But the layered structure behind both moments, the verification tiers, the contingency planning, the read-on when spontaneity lands harder than production value, reflects a fairly sophisticated, fast-evolving relationship between artists, agencies, and audiences that doesn't get discussed nearly as often as the clips themselves. That gap in understanding matters more as C-ent content pushes further into international markets. A Western viewer scrolling past a clip of Tian Xiwei patting her own head, or Zhang Linghe's fans queuing before sunrise for a hotel ballroom, might read either as a nice moment and move on. But the mechanics underneath, how a company structures access, how an artist's team decides where to leave room for the unplanned, are part of a broader soft power conversation about how Chinese entertainment builds loyalty at scale, and increasingly, how it exports that model beyond its home audience. None of this suggests any connection between Tian Xiwei and Zhang Linghe beyond the calendar, two separate artists, two separate projects, two separate teams, operating in the same industry ecosystem during the same week. What links them isn't personal. It's structural. Both moments reveal, from opposite directions, that the currency of virality in this space has shifted. It's no longer about who has the biggest promotional push. It's about who can make 4,000 strangers, or one single fan account, feel individually noticed. Whether that shift holds, or whether the industry finds a way to make even spontaneity feel scripted again, is probably the more interesting question going into the next cycle of comebacks and premieres this fall. If you like entertainment coverage that goes past the headline, the kind that catches the quiet signals most reporting skips entirely, Rabbit News Hallyu is built exactly for that. Subscribe if you want analysis, not just news.